One's ready. One's ready. Go!
Your drive is no longer motivation. Why do you guys run? Why do you go work out? Is it because of a motivational video? What is it? It's purpose, right? That others may live. And I need you guys to understand that, all right? Drive is your ability to keep going when you don't want to keep going.
Telling you what, if you just make that your default,
Everybody understand? Sir.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the One's Ready podcast. You're in the team room. This is your daily drop for the 14th of May, brought to you by Tasty Gains. If you guys are looking for premium creatine gummies, premium pre-workout gummies, nootropics, which actually I'm on nootropics right now. I just took some of theirs 2 hours ago because I needed to get locked in on some emails and all that kind of like minutia admin crap, and it's got me locked in. So if you guys want some of that sweet nootropics, head over to tastygains.com. All right, we're going to kick things off with the Army, as we usually do. Remains of second mission soldier recovered in Morocco. Talked about this last couple of days. Excuse me, I have some fidelity on this, okay? So it looks like now both soldiers' remains have been recovered from the coastal waterways and not on land. So according to the reporting, two soldiers, First Lieutenant Kendrick Lamont Key Jr. and Specialist Mariah Simone Collington, fell from a coastal cliff in the Atlantic Ocean during an off-duty recreational hike on the 2nd of May. The first set of remains, which was Lieutenant Key, was recovered on the 9th of May in the Atlantic Ocean, approximately 1 mile from the entry point along the shoreline. The second set of remains, Specialist Collington, was recovered on the 12th of May in a coastal cave roughly 500 meters from the incident site near the water. The searches involved joint U.S. Moroccan air, naval, and ground efforts, and both recoveries occurred in the immediate coastal ocean environment rather than on inland terrain. Man. So that's, let me see, do some quick math here. So in 7 days, they went on a hike on the 2nd, first person was recovered on the 9th. So 7 days later, his remains had been pushed out almost a mile from the shore. And then the specialist's remains, which was 10 days later, was in a cave. Like that's, oh man, that's crazy and super tragic and sad. Army's still investigating it, see what happened, but they're calling it a tragic accident. So we'll see what else comes from that. All right, moving on to the Army again. Army cancels deployment of 4,000 soldiers to Poland. The U.S. Army has abruptly canceled the planned deployment of the 2nd Armored Brigade Combat Team, 1st Cav Division, more than 4,000 soldiers and associated equipment to Poland. This decision affects scheduled rotations in Europe. The 1st Armored Division to assume Southern Border Command. The 1st Armored Division headquarters at Fort Bliss will take command of the Joint Task Force Southern Border at Fort Huachuca, Arizona this spring. The unit will oversee Army support to border operations. Fort Bliss, that 100% makes sense of why they would kind of take that over, as they have a vested interest in securing the southern border. Next, Indo-Pacific air defenders gain prominence. The Army commanders highlighted the dramatically evolved and increasingly critical role of air defenders in the Indo-Pacific theater. The specialty has moved from the operational fringes to one of the service's most in-demand capabilities. Next, Army leaders stress industry and burden sharing for Indo-Pacific deterrence. Senior U.S. Army officials meeting in Hawaii emphasized that deterring near-peer adversaries in the Indo-Pacific requires a whole nation or whole of nation effort spanning from tactical units to industrial surge capacity and allied burden sharing. Yeah, of course it's a whole nation. Like, you're not saying anything that nobody already know. Well, I say nobody. Obviously, if it was common sense would be common. Everybody would have it. But there you go. And I think I said that wrong, but yeah, whatever. Next, moving on to the Navy, the USS Ford Air Wing returns after its 11-month deployment. Jets and helicopters from the Air Wing of the USS Gerald R. Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, returned to the United States after 11-month deployment supporting Operation Epic Fury. The extended mission marked one of the longest carrier deployments in recent history. Welcome back. Next, Navy warns it could run out of funding by July. Jeez. The Chief of Naval Operations warned lawmakers that the U.S. Navy could run out of operating funds by July without additional appropriations. The shortfall threatens training, maintenance, and other core operations. That's kind of a big deal. And I'll tell you what, good on the CNO for admitting that, because there's not many general officers that I know that admit when there's actually a problem. They like to call them opportunities or challenges and stuff like that and saying, hey, this is messed up. We got a problem over here. So kudos to him. All right, on to the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps mandates service-wide AI training. The Marine Corps will require all Marines, active duty, reserve, officer, and enlisted to complete a basic artificial intelligence course by the end of the year. The mandate was issued via Marine administrative message. I'm sure that'll be a very effective CBT, as in computer-based training. I'm sure that it's going to be solid, just like the cyber awareness training, which, to their credit, has gotten better. Like it really has gotten better. But man, it's been years upon years of doing that stupid shit. All right, on to the Air Force. Before we get into that, though, if you guys aren't tracking, we've got 2 operator training summits scheduled, like on the books, with a third and a fourth being potential. Our next one's going to be in San Diego in August. And then in September, we're going to be in Pennsylvania. We're potentially in Ohio at the University of Miami in Ohio in October. And then I don't know, man, I might just get crazy with it and schedule another Las Vegas OTS in December timeframe after school closes out. I don't know. I haven't talked to the boys about it. I need to get with them and see if they can make that work. So we'll see. All right. Like I said, on to the Air Force. AI tool credited with saving aircraft in Iran war. The commander of the Air Force Special Operations Command, or AFSOC, stated that an AI-powered intelligence collection and transfer system has helped large attack drones and manned aircraft avoid Iranian threats since the first day of Operation Epic Fury. This tool has saved a lot of aircraft, is what he was quoted saying. Okay. I mean, if it truly has, that's awesome. Next, MQ-9 Reaper fleet reduced by combat losses. The U.S. Air Force MQ-9 Reaper fleet has dropped to approximately 135 aircraft due to its combat attrition during Operation Epic Fury. The remotely piloted aircraft remains the service's most heavily utilized asset in conflict. I would agree with that. I want to say I saw an article yesterday that said that they had lost 24 in recent months. So that's not great. And 135 aircraft sounds like a lot. It's not. It's not that many, especially when they're utilized all around the world. All right, next. T-38 trainer crashes in Alabama. An Air Force T-38 trainer jet crashed in Alabama on the 12th of May. Both pilots ejected safely. Glad to hear that they're doing all right. Next, Space Force. U.S. Space Command develops orbital warfare operations plan. U.S. Space Command is collaborating with allies to craft a joint operations plan for protecting and defending space assets from orbital threats. Commander General Stephen Whiting outlined the ongoing effort. Yeah, I'd say orbital threats, whether that's from actual actual threats that China and Russia and other countries put up, or threats from floating debris and that kind of stuff, because that is also an issue. All right, next, Coast Guard. Contract awarded for Arctic security cutters. U.S. shipbuilder Davie Defense Incorporated received a $3.5 billion contract to build and deliver 5 Arctic security cutters for the U.S. Coast Guard. The vessels will enhance capabilities in polar regions. Yes, we do need more cutters. Start thinking about it. Up there in the poles, right? Russia has got all kinds of game. They got multiple cutters up there. They're putting bases up, on the North Pole, and really starting to populate up there. And we are behind. We're behind in that. We're behind in AI. We're behind in the space race. So this is important, and I'm glad that we got more cutters coming. Next, Secretary of Defense, the Pentagon reports Iran war costs surpasses $29 billion. I think we talked about this yesterday, but yeah, of course, it's going to keep going up until we finally wrap things up, put a bow on it, and get out of there. Next, Pentagon secures framework agreements for containerized missiles. The Pentagon reached framework agreements with defense firms to potentially acquire more than 10,000 low-cost containerized missiles starting in 2027. The deals position the Department of Defense for rapid production surges. Moving on to the President of the United States, Trump repeats threats against Iran ahead of meeting with President Xi. President Donald Trump reiterated military threats against Iran in advance of his meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Iran remains a key, Iran remains a key point of tension despite ongoing ceasefire efforts. I have not seen a kind of readout from the president's visit yet. I'm sure there's all kinds of analysis on YouTube and social media about it, but the one funny thing that I saw was the video of Air Force One taxiing with the Chinese soldier just locked the hell up. That the wingtips and the engines they were far enough away. It wasn't like he was going to get sucked up into it, but I hope he had ear pro, because that was extremely loud. Had to have been loud. All right, next, going to operational stuff. Israel escalates attacks in Gaza. Israel has intensified strikes in Gaza since the Iran truce took effect, with the military stating that Hamas is actively rearming. The operations mark a shift in focus back to Palestinian enclave. Yeah, of course they're rearming and regrouping. That's what you're supposed to do. So I don't think that they're fabricating that. Israeli drone strikes kill civilians in Lebanon. Israeli drone strikes hit vehicles on a highway south of Beirut, killing 12 people, including women and children. The attacks occurred amid fragile regional ceasefire conditions. That's super sad. Next. Russia launches massive drone barrage on Ukraine. Russia fired at least 800 drones across approximately 20 regions of Ukraine in one of the largest single-day attacks of the war. The barrage killed at least 6 people and wounded dozens. Okay, let's talk about that a bit. The coordination to fly 800 drones, and the fact that they have 800 drones that they are willing to lose in one singular attack is pretty wild. That just shows that they're low cost as well, and they don't expect all of them to work. So that's part of it. 20 regions across Ukraine, that's a lot. At the same, and 800 drones, if they're cost effective, that is something that a country like the US could do day in and day out if we can solve that cost effectiveness problem. Now, what's kind of wild about it, though, is that the barrage of 800 drones only killed 6 people and wounded dozens. The fact that it only killed 6 people is wild. So I don't know if that value proposition of the 800 drones is actually worth it, at least from what Russia's using. But Last but not least, UK, as in the United Kingdom, pledges forces for Strait of Hormuz mission. The United Kingdom committed a destroyer, Typhoon aircraft, and autonomous mine hunting systems and unmanned surface vessels to help secure navigation in the Strait of Hormuz as part of the post-ceasefire efforts. Hey, UK, Keir Starmer, welcome to the party, pal. Better late than never, I guess, right? All right, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we appreciate you guys being here. Visit us for some merch over on onesready.com. We're going to restock here very, very shortly. And then operatortrainingsummit.com if you're looking for any of the events that we have coming up. All right, we appreciate you guys being here. We're out. See you.
Team ready. Exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2.
I'm too locked in. I've been on a run like God. All these critics wanna hate, I'm a certified problem. Blood, sweat, tears, that's 24 hours. Respect on my name, I don't trust you cowards. Independent winner, but I count my blessings. I don't know about sex, think I learned my lesson. Don't test them, let me go put it on record. I'm in the top 5 of the top 5 network. Way back when, they ain't believing me. This took years, you know I ain't do it recently. Tell me what they see me, feeling like a deity. Ain't nobody better now, I got them all fearing me. Ain't nobody better when I'm done and that's period. My point like a pyramid, can the rule this is tyranny. One shot here left, I'm gon' take. Look, my